Our world is full of hungry people. In 2009, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization stated that more than 1 billion people are hungry. 2009 was 2 years ago. Now, in 2011, that number has almost doubled. Third world countries have been hit the hardest. They lack the technology and the resources needed to feed the countries full of starving men, women, and children. There are many ways that we can step up and help those affected. But today, I would like to focus specifically on sponsoring a child from one of those suffering countries. After this speech, I would like each and every one of you to sit down with your friends and family and discuss ways that you guys can help solve world hunger, one child at a time. Third world countries suffer from an extreme financial crisis, which in turn affects its people. Each year, 9 million children under the age of 5 die. Of those 9 million, 5.6 million children die due to a hunger-related illness. These children and their families often worry about how and when they will receive their next meal. But being hungry doesn't just make them skinny. It makes their bodies prone to diseases. Their mental and physical development is slowed, and their overall life expectancies are reduced. Over the past decade, world hunger has increased, and the lives of children and their families are filled with hunger and sadness. How do we stop this, you ask? How do we stop the suffering of billions of hungry, innocent children? Simply by sponsoring a child. By sponsoring a child, not only do you put food on their plates, you give them a chance to go to school and get an education. You give them the opportunity to go to the doctor and get the medical and health care that they need. And you give them, most of all, a feeling of belonging. Just knowing that you are such a vital person in somebody's life feels amazing. Without you, a child is suffering in a world full of hunger and poverty. You can change that. We can change that. There are many legit organizations such as Compassion and Save the Children, that allow us to do just that, to change a child's life. My husband and I sponsor a 4-year-old boy through Compassion. His name is Quinn Ngana, and he lives with his family in Rwanda, Africa. Here's a picture of him, along with a packet of information, a little bit about him and the country where he's from. If you guys would like to pass it around, you are more than welcome to take a look. Quinn Ngana is just one example of the billions of children out there suffering from hunger and poverty. He's a typical 4-year-old boy. He loves to play soccer. He loves being outside, and he absolutely loves going to school and learning. Now, imagine the face of a 4-year-old boy or a hungry 4-year-old girl. It's heartbreaking. Rwanda alone has 10 million people, and Rwanda is one of the poorest countries in Africa. Like Quinn Ngana and his family were affected by poverty until an organization like Compassion stepped up. It is up to people like us, like you and I, to step up and be involved with organizations like these. When sponsoring a child through Compassion, you give a monthly payment of $38. $38 to us may not seem like a lot, but to them, it's everything. But you don't have to stop at $38. You can give more. You can sponsor more than one child, or you can send monetary gifts or toys on Christmas or other holidays. Compassion's online website even allows you to give a one-time payment. Anything helps, because giving is giving, and helping is making a difference. The Bible says in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 13, "Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality." We as God's people are called to help those in need. So why not start with those innocent little hungry children? By sponsoring a child, you save the life of a little boy like Quinn Ngana from Rwanda, Africa. You give them a better chance at life than they had before. You give them a feeling of security and self-worth. Those 5.6 million children that I mentioned earlier, the ones who die each year from a hunger-related illness, let's take a stand stand against that number. Let's smash it. Let's take a stand in solving world hunger, one child at a time.